Good morning. Why are my eyes always butt when I, woo, good one. Okay, I'm sorry. It is January 5th. I have my contacts on this time, so I don't have to worry about no glare from the glasses, or you can see my eyes pretty good, and you can see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna get this lighting right one day, and everything's gonna be cool. Good morning. It is January 5th, 2015, in the year of our Lord, 7 a.m., 7:20 a.m. here in Fairburn, where I am, and I thought that I would wake up and do a wake up happy 2015, first week, full week of our new year. Looking for some great things to be happening, some great things to be going on this year for me, for you, for everybody. We're going to stay as positive as we can, and have our down moments when we need to have them. But right now, I just thought that I would come to you guys and do a quick video. How did I get cancer? How did everything happen? Where I am right now, and try to fill in the blanks as much as I can for those of you who may not know how this happened, or what's been going on with me. And any questions you might have, you can, I guess, leave them in the description box below if I have one of those. Hit me up on Facebook, send me a message, because I'm pretty sure a lot of my followers are coming from Facebook. Feel free to share the video if you want to share the video for anybody who might need to be inspired going through whatever process they're going through. My process is currently non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is my diagnosis. The actual term, the actual name of the lymphoma that I have is anaplastic large cell lymphoma. I know you probably never heard of that, and you're like, what the hell is she talking about? Starting out with something I have no clue that she's talking about. But that is the lymphoma that I have. Lymphoma is a blood cancer. It's in the same group with leukemia. It's a little different from an organ cancer, which can be pinpointed to certain areas of your body, like breast cancer is in your breast, liver cancer is in your liver, lung cancer is in your lungs. Well, lymphoma is a blood cancer which attacks your blood. What does that mean? It means that one day, for in layman's terms, I got a virus, which is, this is how it happened to me. In November of 2013, I was diagnosed with pneumonia. I got really sick, had the same fever, chills that anybody else would have, but instead of it being the flu, because it was flu season, they tested me for the flu. It came back not being the flu, so they tested me for pneumonia, which would be a chest x-ray, and the chest x-ray came back showing that there were some spots in my liver which would indicate that I had pneumonia. So I got that virus, and I was fighting that virus with antibiotics. Unfortunately, the lymph nodes in the back of my head and in places in my neck. Whew, it's early. No filter videos. I'm gonna yawn, cough, sneeze. I don't have any way to stop my body from doing what it's gonna do. So just deal with it. Those lymph nodes started to swell, but I started to feel better, so I wasn't quite sure what the issue was. And I went back, long story short, the lymph nodes never went down, and I had to have a biopsy done of those lymph nodes, which came back that I was testing positive for lymphoma, which meant that the immune system that I have, well, it's very tired. The immune system that I have decided that it was not going to be able to fight the virus. Cancer is basically, at its pure definition, is an uncontrolled growth. So the growth in my body, in my case, was my immune system. The white blood cells in my body were not able to fight the infection that was inside my body, which was started by pneumonia. So it metastasized. It kept growing and growing and growing, and the cells that the cells that manifested were lymphoma. White blood cells kept increasing and increasing, and that test that the doctors give you show that, okay, this is lymphoma, this is what's happening in your body. So here we are today. After that diagnosis, I had to go through many different chemo regimens, the first being the baseline for all lymphoma patients, which is called CHOP. Each letter, CHOP, is a medicine that they give you that is encompassed in your chemotherapy, what I like to call cocktail, chemotherapy cocktail. Yes, that's what I've been calling it. So those different medications, they administer over a certain period of time. For CHOP chemo, it was once every 21 days. I was going into what was called the infusion room in Piedmont Fayette, which is where I originally started getting my treatment and where I will be discharged back to once I'm done with the stem cell process, which is what I'm going through now. There's an infusion room that you go to, which is really, really cool, by the way. They have lots of TVs and reclining chairs, and they make you as comfortable as they can, given the situation that you're in. So I would go once every 21 days for about 3 hours, and I would get my chopped cocktail infused into my body, which at the time was through this port, which is called a power port. Anybody who has had chemo or anybody who knows anything about administering chemo in the body, we don't try to do it through IVs anymore because chemo can burn the skin, or it's just really annoying to have to be constantly poked in the arm every time you have to go in and get some fluids or something, some medicine put into your body. So the port was a better option to have that put in. And after the CHOP chemo regimen, I was doing good, going in remission. 6 rounds of that. The last round, I got pretty ill, had some interaction with the medication that I was on for pain that was backing me up constipation wise, and I had to be hospitalized for that. Unfortunately, once that scan at the end of June of 2014 showed that the chemo had returned, the lymphoma had returned, and it was showing up in different areas of my body, in my lower area, my lower extremities, my lower abdomen, my lower back, and my bladder area. So because it was showing in those areas, it was also affecting my kidneys. The lymphoma had swollen in my lymph nodes in those areas so bad to the point where I had to have stents put in my bladder so that my kidneys could drain properly. Whew. Ain't God good? I done been through some stuff now that I'm canvassing through this. Whew. God be the glory. Anyway, had those stents put in, had to have my kidneys drained properly, kidneys healed, had the stents removed, which was an awful process. We're not even going to talk about that. I was asleep when they put them in. I was awake when they took them out. Just imagine yourself how that could be, because you can imagine where the entry point is, right, ladies? I'm not even going there. So had the stents removed, started another chemo regimen called ICE, which is the same, ICE, different names for different types of medications. That was a little more strenuous. I had to go 3 hours, 5 hours a day for 5 days, 3 days straight. So that was a little more intense, but I only had 2 cycles of that, and I did reach remission after that chemo, after that particular cycle or that particular medication. I did reach remission for 30 days, and we started the process for what would be an autologous stem cell transplant, which in layman's terms is using my stem cells from my blood to reboot my immune system so that should lymphoma ever try to come back into my system, I would be able to recognize it, attack it, kill it, and never have to see it again. Well, some months a month or so went by where I was in remission and going through the process for the autologous stem cell transplant. And unfortunately, going through that process, which we knew with the type of lymphoma that I have, it would return. I would see it again, which is why the stem cell transplant was being entertained and is still being entertained. But because I had a relapse of this lymph nodes in my lower, in the back of my head and the side of my neck, biopsy showed that the disease was back in those areas. So after going through the process of an autologous transplant, the process meaning going through the different tests, chest x-ray, bone marrow biopsy, doing everything that I need to do to clear through the insurance. I was basically going through the motions to have that transplant done, all the way up until the point where I had my stem cells harvested. I had harvested 2.5 million stem cells for the transplant, and unfortunately we were unable to go forward with that because of the relapse with the lymph nodes in my neck and the back of my head. So where are we now? Right now, the next option is still a stem cell transplant, but this transplant is called a allogeneic stem cell transplant, which in layman's terms is, instead of using my stem cells to cure my cancer, we are going to be using someone else's, a donor transplant. Where do we get those stem cells from? Well, we get them from a couple of places. The first place we try is my siblings, my brother and my sister. My sister tested out to be my half match, which in the doctor world they call that a haplotransplant. So she is in the running. She will definitely be used. If nothing else, my sister will be used as my donor for the transplant. In the doctor world, they say that a half-matched sibling is the equivalent to a fully matched unrelated donor. So that is awesome, because that means that even if I was to find a fully matched unrelated donor, which is wisdom will tell you that's what they want to use, the hierarchy is a fully matched sibling, which I don't have unfortunately, a fully matched unrelated donor, which I have 4 potential unrelated donors that could fit that description. But my doctor is not too happy with the donor numbers right now. So then we also have my sister, which is a half match. So she always says she would save my life, and she's absolutely right. We also have an option for a cord blood transplant, which in layman's terms is using the stem cells from an umbilical cord to cure my cancer. How cool is that? So I will find out more information about that when I meet with my doctor after my scan on January 14th. I don't anticipate seeing him before then, but you know, who knows, he might want to meet with me before then. I have a clinic visit on January the 7th, and that will just be for blood work and a follow-up from a hospital stay that I had this past weekend, which was for some dizziness that I was experiencing and some hot flashes that I was going through, which all ended up being medicinal for the most part, and switching up some medications and just, you know, getting me back to feeling somewhat normal in this temporary normal that I'm going through. So that's where I am today. Today I am feeling good this morning. I am doing good and in good spirits as much as I can be. I have my moments where I go in and out, but you know, who doesn't with what they're going through in life. So that's it. I thank everybody for watching this video this morning, and I will be posting videos as the spirit hits me. So hopefully you guys are having a good day, having a good week, have a good morning, and I love everyone, and I will be talking to you guys sooner than later. Oh, I wanted to show you, this is my NeoStar catheter. I know this is really creepy, but I think it's awesome. Don't be scared. It doesn't hurt anymore. It's where they put all of my fluids, where they inject all of my fluids. It's labeled red, white, and blue, and they use this to put my fluids for my blood, if I need any blood, any platelets, any antibiotics, if I need chemo, wherever they want to put whatever they want to put in my body. That's how they put everything in now, and it goes all the way up through my neck into the main blood vessel in my neck to my bloodstream, so I don't have to get stuck anymore. So that's awesome. Okay, 14 minutes in, 15, 16, 17. I am going to end this video with love and peace for everybody, and I'll be talking to everyone soon. Bye-bye.